one, and when it comes to relationship, you got to be A1 together.
That's right.
You can't just be one-sided.
Nope.
And that's what's the problem today. A lot of it is just one-sided.
They want something, but they don't want to give nothing.
That's
They're
right.
looking for the perfect.
You got to give it. If you want to get it back, you got to give it out.
That's right. Is love perfect?
That's right. Ain't no perfect love. No, where you get perfect love?
It's not perfect?
No, ain't no love perfect. You got to make it perfect.
Oh, you got to make it perfect.
That's right.
How you make it perfect?
Don't come in a box.
Don't
come
we
like,
want it in a
like
box.
everybody thinks it's in a box with a ribbon on it, and you And the ribbon, if you think a ribbon is on love, you got to imagine what a ribbon looks like. It's beautiful, but you got to
be the ribbon.
That's right.
You
have to cherish the ribbon. Cherish your ribbon.
Cherish it.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Well, that's enough of that for one day.
That's enough of that. Yeah. She don't want to help y'all get a good man.
She
just sat over here and bragged about her man, and she don't want to help y'all.
You can get a good man, but you got to be a good woman.
Well, how do you be a good woman?
Be yourself. But I don't know. No, don't say be yourself.
I'm about to say what you mean be yourself.
Lord, no, don't be yourself. You got to examine yourself.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Examine yourself. You
examine yourself. If you ain't right, you better get right.
Get right.
Yeah, because it all comes in. It don't just come like.
It don't just come like that. You got to work for it.
So
basically, you got to work for what you want to be the perfect relationship.
You definitely got to work for it.
You got to work for it. And what about when it's bad times? What do you do? What do you do in bad times?
You got to think of. You got to remember that there's gonna be bad times. Some people don't want to face it.
They don't.
They don't want to face the bad times, but you have to face them, and you have to think. It's a.
Think what? What do you mean?
Think about what you want. What do you want? What do you want? If you think of how you want somebody to treat you. And the way you want them to treat you, that's where, first of all, you got to give it out before you get it back.
No, you got to give it out. But you say your man was A1. He cooked.
That's right.
You say he paid some bills.
Yeah, he cooked. He paid bills.
He paid the bills.
He took care of the bills.
And he took care of you.
Yeah, he took care of me.
But what kind of woman did you have to be to him for him to do that? Were you fussing at him when he came home?
No.
But did he create an environment where you needed to fuss?
No, I didn't have to fuss. Wasn't no fussing there to do.
He wasn't out starting stuff making you want to fuss?
That's right.
And you didn't want to fuss and stress him out? Because he wasn't doing it? Wait a minute, what, you wanted to fuss? Why are you looking like that, sister?
Why I wanted to? No, I didn't want him to fuss. I didn't want him to fuss, and I didn't want to be fussing.
Right, that's right. We need peace. If we talking about how many years you was married?
Oh, 60 years.
We need peace for 60 years.
60 years. That's right.
She is praising her man's name. He didn't gone about 2004, 3. What year he passed away?
But this is 60. He was too.
What year he passed away? It was 2003 or 4.
Because if he was been living, he'd been 90. He'd been 96. Oh. I'm 94.
She got wisdom. She say she been here. She knows. She trying to tell y'all something. Right.
He would have been. Well, I'm 96. He would have been 96, and he died at 60. So.
Grandma, he did not die at 60.
No, he died in no, that was the
no,
year.
He died about 80.
He was 80. Daddy was 86 years old.
I think he died in like 2003 and 4, and she's still over here talking about her man was A1. He was the best man ever. And that's what they was nothing alike. So do you have to be the same as your partner?
No, you don't have to be
like
the same.
The same thing.
I was an outside. I like to go.
Social butterfly. Every party, every funeral,
I like to go, and I like the good time. I like this. He made music for me, but he made music.
He stayed home.
He was a
He was very homebody.
Very
That's
homebody.
That's all he wanted to do.
Very
You
homebound.
ran the streets, so you don't have to be the same to be in
No, I
love.
didn't run no streets. I was a
Girl,
community.
that's running the streets.
I
That
was
means
a
you was out and
community.
about. What you thought I was thinking? You was out there selling something?
But sound like you, I don't know
Like
what you're
selling your
saying.
lady parts?
No. Usually when you talk about when you run the streets, that's what today.
No, you wasn't selling your lady parts. I mean, you was in the church. You was over at the community meetings. You was at the parties. You was at the funerals for sure.
Yeah, I took care of everything. I was an outside person.
And he was an inside person, and it worked.
That's right.
Well, this is somebody giving you advice. She was married for 60-some years.
That's right.
She's 94.
That's right.
And it takes two people to make love work.
It takes two to, as the old saying, take two to tango.
What about apologizing?
Oh, you should always apologize. Don't let the day go by without apologizing to one another. I mean, that couldn't be one-sided. That's going to be you apologizing to the next person, and they accepting it and accepting it.
That's right.
And apologizing. And when it comes time for them, when they wrong, they admit they're wrong and apologize. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you, Granny.
What is that? What does that say over on top of that?
That's the numbers. It says you've been running your mouth for 6 minutes and 30 for 6 minutes and 37 seconds.
But don't tell me, because I can run it, child.
Yes, you can. I can run it too. I must get it from you.
You must have got it from me. Well, you got my mother's name from me, but you didn't, and you got my actions from me.
They didn't give me this old dry name that came from my great grandmother.
Rachel is a beautiful name. That's in the Bible. You know, Rachel is in the Bible.
I know, Grandma.
Okay, man. Don't be saying
It's still dry.
It's dry.
The Bible was written in what year?
I had two Rachels. Who else was named Rachel?
Don't do that, Grandma. That was your child.
You was my child, but I had it was another Rachel.
No, it was your child, Rachel. Your daughter?
My baby that he had the last time, the number 11. Number 11 was Rachel.
Say she had 11 children for that man.
That's right,
so
11 children.
He was taking care of home, and she wasn't just at home looking good, even though she is beautiful, honey, but she had to bring more to the table than
That's right, Rachel. And that was the last little mother. She only lived 8 hours, but she was well welcomed. You better believe. In fact, all my children were welcome.
11 kids.
I love that last one.
All right, thank you, Grandma.
Okay, baby.